Hello and welcome to the Corona Yoga Challenge, and today is day 71. Numbers definitely reducing, which is all good news. Hopefully it will stay that way. Please make sure that you check my website to make sure that you're keeping safe when you're doing yoga. Do subscribe if you want updates regularly or little emails pinged to you. Or as my nephew would say, pung. Past tense pung. If you bring yourself to sitting, and you're going to come to sitting just with your feet out in front of you, so make sure that your knees are far enough away from you so that you can feel that you're comfortable, so you can get that little lift up through the lower back area. And we're going to go back and forth a couple of times, so you're going to consciously round your back down, take the tummy back towards the back of the waist, round forwards, and then sit up and onto the sit bones, sink the shoulders down and away. So we're going to do this a couple of times, so easing back, getting that nice feeling of a fluid movement in the spine, and then coming up and forwards and the shoulders sink. And then one more time, just enjoying that kind of free flow up the spine as you come back. And then starting from the pelvis to almost lift yourself all the way back up again. We're going to do a little bit in boat pose now. So you're going to start by taking your feet in towards you, and if you start by just letting your knees come in towards you, and you're going to come right the way onto your tiptoes so that you can start to get a feeling of lightness in the toes, and the tummy is drawing back, the pelvic floor is slightly lifting, and from there you can see if you want to let your feet just float off the floor for a moment. So it's really important that you are working at a level that your abdominals and pelvic floor will let you work at. So making sure that the pelvic floor is never coming down the way when you're doing boat pose, and tummy is never coming out the way. And if it does, you come back down to a smaller version the next time. So next, I'm going to keep working up a little bit, but it's really important that you're so careful with yourself, because when we go too fast, too strong, we can weaken the pelvic floor, weaken the tummy. They've both got to be working together. I've said it enough times, haven't I? I'll be quiet now, get on with it. So toes are going to come in towards you, tummy is drawing back, pelvic floor is lifting, and you're just going to see if you want your legs to come out towards that kind of parallel to the floor sort of position. So you should feel your tummy muscles working whilst you do this. And then you're going to bring your feet back down, don't settle them onto the floor. We're going to have the option of taking the feet further up now, so lengthening the legs. So same thing, come up onto the tippy toes. It might be that this is absolutely enough for you. It might be that you bring one foot up and then the other. It might be that both come up together. And then from here you've got the option of lengthening your legs up. So we're starting to straighten the legs and we're drawing the chest up and in towards you. And then you're going to bring your feet down, settle them onto the floor. The option now is, if you like that last one, is to hold onto your feet whilst you do it. So toes are going to come in towards you. You're going to start to lengthen your legs up, and you're just gently letting your legs come up and towards the ceiling. You're thinking about the chest not coming down towards the floor, but lifting up. The shoulders sink down. And just enjoy a little stretch out. So remember, pelvic floor, tummy, both active. And then bring your knees back down, settle them onto the floor. Give your knees a little hug in, a little bit of a rest for a moment. And we're going to come to standing now, so I'm just going to adjust the screen. If you want to bring yourself to standing, do find a mat, ideally, so that you are safe and comfortable when you're working. So you're going to start with just a comfortable position on your mat. From here, you're going to take a small step forward with one foot and then sink your back heel down. Both feet are coming straight forward so that we're not doing the kind of toes out sort of thing. So nice, steady, even position with the feet. So usually that back heel will take a little step out towards the edge of your mat. Do take your feet wider on your mat if you feel at all wobbly, like I am doing as I turn around to speak to you. Hands are going to come wide, shoulders are going to relax down. So first of all, just that gentle spreading down through the shoulders. And then you're going to sweep the palms of your hands together so that the hands come up and onto your own head. And then from here, can you press into the feet to get that feeling that you can lift up and underneath the diaphragm. And then we can start to lift up gently through the elbows so we get that lovely feeling of expanding out. And then take a step into your front foot, come all the way out and down. So settle your feet onto the floor. We're going to do the opposite side. So step forward with your opposite foot. I'm turning around just so that I can see more easily. Hands are going to come wide, shoulders are going to relax down. Steady through the feet, you're going to slide your hands together. You can bring them all the way up and onto your head and then press down into the feet to lift up through the elbows. So a lovely feeling of space through the body as you do this. And then bend your front knees, step yourself forwards to both feet standing and even. You're going to come to your first side again. So we're going to do something similar, but we'll fold forwards a little bit afterwards. So hands are going to come wide, shoulders relax down. Sweep your hands together. Hands come up and onto your head. We press into the feet to lift up with the elbows. Enjoy a nice easy breath whilst you're here. And then fold yourself, slide yourself forwards and a little bit down if it feels good. Make sure that your back is comfortable the whole time. And then lift up with your elbows, all the way up and overhead again. And then step yourself out and back to standing. And then we're going to do the opposite side. So other foot is in front. So important when we're doing this that your back of your pelvis, the lower back is really, really happy. So please make sure that that is your kind of very conscious area. So no stretching across the lower back. All sorts of stretching in other places, but that's not such a great place to stretch. Shoulders release down. Sweep up and overhead with your hands. Settle them so that the heel of the hand just sit onto the back of your head. And then press into the feet to lift up with your elbows. Lots of lovely space. Lift yourself up and forward so the back is nice and long. And then soften down if you would like to. And then press down with your feet to lift your elbows all the way up and overhead again. And step yourself out, big stretch out and back to standing. Let your shoulders roll out, let your hips move a little bit, let your body do what it wants to do. Sometimes our body has its own kind of internal knowledge of what would be really good. And then if you bring yourself to sitting, so you're going to be in sitting with your knees just over to one side. And then, in fact, let me move it a little bit, there we go. Nope, still not got this screen thing sorted. There we go, should do the job. Right. So from a comfortable kneeling position, you're going to slide one leg out and back, again, if it's comfortable. So it's so important that the knee areas are never stretching. So whenever an area is very bony, try to think it's not going to stretch. And whenever you've got muscles and squishy bits, those areas are fantastic to stretch. So if I was feeling a stretch in here, I would just back right off it, change the position of my leg completely. So from here you're going to take one hand onto the floor behind you, free hand's going to float up and over, and as that happens you're starting by just getting that lifting up feeling, and then you can sink your hand onto the floor, gently ease back, so you get that lovely feeling of lengthening through the open side. And then press into your back hand to bring yourself to the centre. We're going to come away from your feet now, so we're now just going to wrap round the way rather than up and back. So you're twisting out and round, so ease round into the open space. Both shoulders soften, spine is gently long, feet are happy. And then bring yourself back and to the centre. We're going to come over to the opposite side, so you can fold your knees together and just flip them over, so that we come to comfortable sitting position or kneeling position on the other side. Again, this top leg is just going to slide back if it would like to. We're going to sink the hips down so we're nice and even. Hand is going to come onto the floor behind you. And then remember, the hand can gently peel down onto the floor as is comfortable for you. And the free hand can come up and overhead, get that lovely feeling of stretching out, big easy breath. And then sink your hands all the way out and back down, so that you can come round and away from your feet. So spiral around through the tummy as you gently lift through the diaphragm, lift through the back of the neck, and then bring yourself back and to the centre. going to do a little bit of breathing now. And we're going to do it with our hands moving as well. So this is a nice easy breath. As you breathe in, you're letting your fingertips come together. As you breathe out, the fingertips are gently opening and widening. And you can imagine it a little bit like the petals of a flower that gently close in at night and then ease open towards the sun in the day. And when you're moving, try and think of the movement coming back and forth. So we're not really stopping and coming in and stopping and coming in. We're trying to get that feeling of really easy flow between the two. So you can do it with one hand or both hands, depending on how that feels for you. But as you breathe in, just let the fingertips gently come in towards one another. As you breathe out, soften and open the petals and widen. And just go with your own breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Your own speed. Seeing if you can find that lovely feeling of movement in the hands and in the breath to allow the body to feel like just that very natural movement. And then let your body just rest and settle. So my wee challenge for you today is to find some inspiration from nature that helps your breathing to feel full and easy and relaxed. So it could be going out to look at a flower and the way that the flower opens. It could be the way the grasses move in the wind. It could be the feeling of the wind. It could just be the sun, and just resting in the sun makes you feel like, lovely, easy breath. So just see what inspiration you can find from nature. And quote from today, for today. Now this is from Jenny Beacon's book, Standing, Sitting, Walking, Running, that a friend just gave to me. And this is a quote. It's from John Muir. I only went out for a walk and finally concluded to stay out till sundown. For going out, I found, was really going in. I only went out for a walk and finally concluded to stay out till sundown. For going out, I found, was really going in. I hope you have a lovely day of going out and in. Thank you.